The adventures carries on. It was busy on the Northwestern Railway. Autumn was coming to the island of Sodor. The leaves were changing from green to brown. The fields were changing from yellow stumpers to brown earth. One day, Thomas the tank engine stopped at a signal on his branch line. He saw a tractor working in a field close by. "Hello, I'm Terence. I'm ploughing."
"I'm Thomas. I'm pulling the train. What ugly wheels you got."
"They're not ugly. They're caterpillar's tracks. I can go anywhere. I don't need rails."
"I don't want to go anywhere. I like my rails, thank you."
On the main line, the engines were working so hard too. They were pleased and very happy. Except for Henry the Green Engine. Henry felt very sorry for himself. He's bigger than James, but smaller than Gordon. Sometimes he can pull trains, but sometimes he had no strength at all.
"I suffer dreadfully, and no one cares." "Rubbish, Henry! You don't work hard enough!"
The fat controller spoke to Henry too. "You're too expensive, Henry. You have lots of new parts and new paint too, but they do you no good. If we can't make you better, we must get another engine instead of you." This made Henry, his driver and his fireman very sad. The fat controller was waiting when Henry came to the platform. He had taken off his hat and coat and put on overalls. He climbed into the cab and Henry set off. Henry did have a good start, but his fireman was not satisfied. "Henry's a bad steamer. I built up his fire, but he doesn't give enough heat." Henry tried very hard, but it was no good. He didn't have enough steam, and they stopped outside Edward Station.
"Oh dear, I should have to go away. Oh dear, oh dear."
So Edward took charge of the train, and Henry was left in a siding. When the train had gone, the fireman went on discussing Henry's problem. "What do you think is wrong, fireman?" "Excuse me, sir, but the coal is wrong. We had a poor luck lately, and today is worse. The other engines can manage. They have big fireboxes. Henry is small and can't make the heat. With Welsh coal, he'd be a different engine." It's expensive, but Henry must have a fair chance. James should go and fetch some." When the Welsh coal came, Henry's driver and fireman were excited. "Now we'll show them, Henry, old fellow." The fireman made his fire carefully. He put large lumps of coal like a wall round the outside. Then he covered the glowing middle part with smaller lumps.
What are you doing? You're spoiling my fire.
Wait and see, Henry. We'll have a roaring fire, just when we want it. And he was right. When Henry reached the platform, the water was boiling nicely, and he had to let off steam. He had made such noise that the fat controller came out to see him. "Hello, Henry. How are you?"
I feel fine, sir. I never felt better in my life.
"I'm glad to hear it. Have you a good fire, driver?"
Never better, sir, and plenty of steam.
"No record breaking now. Don't push him too hard."
Henry won't need pushing, sir. I'll have to hold him back. Henry had a lovely day. He had never felt so well in his life. He wanted to go fast, but his driver wouldn't let him. "Steady, old fellow. There's plenty of time." They arrived early at the station as Thomas pulled in.
Wow, you're early today, Henry.
Where have you been, lazy bones? I can't wait for dawdling tank engines like you. Goodbye.
Whoosh! Have you ever seen anything like it, Annie and Clarabelle? No, Thomas, we never have.
Soon winter came with dark, heavy clouds full of snow.
I don't like it, Clarabelle. A heavy fall is coming. Well, I hope it doesn't stop us. You two worry too much. It's just soft stuff, nothing to it.
They finished their journey safely, but by now the country was covered. "You'll need your snowplow for the next journey, Thomas. And we're going to put it on now."
Pah! Snow is silly soft stuff. It won't stop me.
The snowplow was heavy and uncountable and made Thomas cross. He shook it and he banged it. And when they got back, it was so damaged that the driver had to take it off. "You're a very naughty engine." The next morning, more snow came, and gusts of wind swirled round the shed, blowing flakes of snow all over the engines.
"All I want is a warm boiler. The firelighter knows that. He's late."
He's not late, Gordon. This cold weather woke us up early. If you two are so cold, why don't you talk about something else? Yes, like how silly you look when your funnels turn into icicles. No, I mean talk about warm things like sunshine and steam and scarves. Scarves?
"Ha ha! That's what you need, little Percy. A woolly scarf round your funnel."
Gordon and James were only teasing, but Percy thought happily about scarves until the firelighter came. The fat controller was enjoying hot porridge for breakfast. He was looking forward to taking the important visitors of the tour of the railway, and he was very pleased with his new pair of trousers.
"I should put them in my trunk and change into them just before the photographs are taken."
Meanwhile, Thomas was pleased. His driver and fireman came early and worked hard to mend the snowplow, but they couldn't make it fit.
Well, I shan't have to wear it now. I hope it's all right, Clarabelle. Me too, Annie. It's not bad here, but it's sure to be deep in the valley. Silly soft stuff, silly soft stuff. I didn't need that stupid old thing yesterday, and I shan't today. Snow can't stop me.
Thomas rushed into a tunnel thinking how clever he was. But there was trouble at the other end.
Ah! Ugh. Cinders and ashes! I'm stuck!
Back, Thomas, back! Thomas tried, but his wheels spun and he couldn't move. The guard went back for help, while everyone else tried to dig the snow away. But as fast as they dug, more snow slipped down until Thomas was nearly buried.
All my wheels and coupling rods! I shall have to stop here till I'm frozen! What a silly engine I am! Don't cry, Thomas. Now you know why you have to wear your snowplow. Yes, Clarabelle, I do now.
At last, a bus came to rescue the passengers. And then Terence chucked through the tunnel. He pulled the empty coaches away and came back for Thomas. Thomas's wheels were clear but still spun when he's trying to move. Terence tugged and slipped and tugged and at last dragged Thomas out of the snowdrift.
Thank you, Terence. Your caterpillar tracks are splendid.
Thank you, Thomas. I hope you'll be sensible now. That's why you've got to wear your snowplow. You have to be sensible if you want to stay safe.
I will, Terence. I will.
Meanwhile, Percy was working hard in the yard. His fire was burning nicely. But he often saw workmen wearing scarves.
My funnel's cold, my funnel's cold. I want a scarf, I want a scarf.
Rubbish, Percy. Engines don't wear scarves.
Engines with proper funnels do. Anyway, you've only got a small one.
Percy popped away before Henry could answer. Henry snorted. Percy might guess what's coming to him. At the station, everyone was excited. It was time for the photographs. The fat controller was waiting on the platform for his trousers. They were in the trunk belonging to the big load of baggage. The porters was taking the baggage trolley across the line. They were walking backward to see nothing fell off the trolley. Percy's driver always shut off steam just outside the station. Percy wanted to surprise the coaches by coming in as quietly as he could. But he came in so quietly that the porters didn't hear him until the trolley was on the line. Boxes and bags burst in all directions. Sticky streams of jam trickled down Percy's face. A top hat hung on his lamp-iron. Worst of all, a pair of trousers caught lubberdly round his funnel. Angry passengers looked at their broken trunks. The fat controller seized the top hat. Mine! Percy, look at this!
Yes, sir. I am, sir.
My best trousers too.
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
I am very cross. We must pay the passengers for their spoiled clothes. My hat is dented and my trousers are ruined. All because you will come into the station as you were playing grandmother's steps with the coaches.
Percy went off to the yard. He felt very silly. He met James.
Hello, Percy. So you found a scarf, eh? But legs go in trousers, not funnels.
That evening, Percy was resting in his shed. His driver had taken away the trousers and given Percy a good rub down. Then Henry arrived. He enjoyed taking the visitors around, and he felt sorry for Percy.
Henry, I'm sorry I was rude to you. I don't think I like scarves now.
That's all right, Percy. Like I said, engines don't need scarves because they've got warm fireboxes in your boiler. But my firebox is really small and yours is the biggest. That's why I can't make steam properly, all because I was built in a mix between an A1 Pacific and a C1 Atlantic locomotive.
Oh, so that's why you have so many problems. But no engines believed you.
No, Percy, they think I'm being so lazy. But the special coal they gave me is working well.
That's good for you, Henry. I better get some sleep. Good night.
Good night, Percy. Henry was just about to go to sleep when his driver came to see him.
Henry, we'll be out early tomorrow. We got to take the Flying Kipper.
Don't tell Gordon, but I think if we pulled the Kipper nicely, the Fat Controller would let us pull the Express.
Hurrah! That will be lovely.
Early the next morning, the fishing boats unloaded their fish on the quay and loaded them into a special train. The railwaymen called this train the Flying Kipper. Henry was ready at 5 o'clock. There was snow and frost. Men hustled and shouted, loading the vans with crates of fish. The last door banged, the guard showed his green lamp, and they were off. Come on, don't be silly, don't be silly.
All right.
That is better. That is better.
Thick clouds of smoke and steam poured from his funnel into the cold air, and the firelight shone brightly on the snow around.
Hurry, hurry, hurry!
They were going well. The light grew better, and signal light shone green as they passed. Then a yellow signal appeared ahead.
Distance signal up.
The driver was about to stop, but then the home signal was down.
All clear, Henry. Away we go.
They couldn't know the points from the main line to a siding were frozen, and the signal had been set at danger. A fall of snow had forced it down. A goods train was waiting in the siding to let the Flying Kipper pass, and the driver and fireman were drinking cocoa in the brake van.
The Kipper is due.
Who cares? This is good cocoa.
Come on, fireman. Back to our engine.
But I haven't finished my cocoa yet.
There, I've finished now.
They got out just in time. Henry's driver and fireman had jumped clear before the crash.
But Henry sprawled on his side, looking dazed and surprised. The breakdown gang soon cleared the line, but they had hard work lifting Henry onto the rails. The fat controller came to see him.
I'm sorry, sir, but the signal was down.
Cheer up, Henry. It wasn't your fault. Ice and snow caused the accident. There is one way to get you repaired properly. I'm sending you to Crewe, a fine place for sick engines. They'll give you a new shape and a larger firebox. You'll feel like a different engine and won't need special coal anymore. Won't that be nice?
Yes, sir. It will be.
It was springtime and Thomas was waiting at the junction when a bus came in.
Hello, who are you? I'm Bertie. Who are you? I'm Thomas. I run this branch line. So you're Thomas, eh? I remember now. You got stuck in the snow. I took your passengers and Terence pulled you out. I've come to help with your passengers today. Help me? I can go faster than you. You can't. I can. I'll race you.
The drivers agreed. Are you ready? Go! Thomas never could go fast at first, and Bertie drew in front.
Why don't you go fast, Thomas? Wait and see. Wait and see. But he's a long way ahead.
But Thomas didn't mind. He remembered the level crossing. Bertie was fuming at the gates while they sailed gaily through.
Goodbye, Bertie. Oh, bother. There's a station. Goodbye, Thomas. You must be tired. Sorry I can't stop. We buses have to work, you know. Goodbye. Oh, dear. We're lost. Don't worry, Thomas. We'll be Bertie yet.
Thomas felt better, and he felt even better after a drink. The signal dropped.
Hurrah, we're off! Hurrah, we're off! I've done it! We've done it! Hooray!
The passengers cheered for Thomas. When Bertie came in, they gave him a big cheer too.
Well done, Thomas. That was fun. But to beat you over that hill, I should have to grow wings and be an aeroplane.
The next day, Henry came home. He liked being at Crewe, but was glad to come home. A crowd of people waited to see him arrive in his new shape. He looked so splendid and strong that they gave him 3 cheers.
Thank you very much.
There were some children who were late for school, waiting to see Henry go by. They offered to see him pulling the express. He does it so well that Gordon was jealous. Gordon was crossing the shed. Why should Henry have a new shape? A shape good enough for me is good enough for him. He goes gallivanting off to Crewe, leaving us to do his work, and come back to say how happy he feels.
It's disgraceful. And there's another thing. Henry whistles too much. No respectable engine ever whistles loudly at station. It isn't wrong, but we just don't do it.
Poor Henry didn't feel happy anymore.
Never mind, Henry. I'm glad you're home again. I like your whistling. And your new shape, too. And you won't have any problems anymore. Thank you, Percy.
Goodbye, Henry. We're glad to have you with us again, but remember what I said about whistling.
Later, Henry stopped at Edward's station with a local train. Hello, Henry. You look splendid. I was pleased to hear your happy whistle yesterday. Thank you, Edward. Hey, can you hear something? Down the line, but getting louder and louder, was the sound of an engine's whistle. It sounds like Gordon, and it ought to be Gordon, but Gordon never whistles like that. It was Gordon. He came rushing down the hill in a tremendous rate. He didn't look at Henry, and he didn't look at Edward. He was whistling fit to burst, screaming through the station, and disappeared. Well, it isn't wrong, but we just don't do it. Gordon told me. Do you know what I think? I think Gordon is jealous of your new shape. Meanwhile, Gordon was screeching along the line. At the big station, the noise was awful. Porters and passengers held their ears. The fat controller held his ears too. Then he clambered into the cab.
Take him away and stop that noise!
Gordon puffed sadly away. He was still whistling as the laugh-deafened passenger left the station. Then two fitters climbed up and knocked his whistle valve in place. And there was silence. That night, Gordon slunk into the shed.
Oh, I'm glad it's empty.
Or is it, Gordon?
It isn't wrong, Gordon, but we just don't do it. Gordon pretended he hadn't heard. No one mentioned whistle. Next morning, Henry was having a happy day, singing a little song.
I feel so well, I feel so well. Chickadee-chock, chickadee-chock.
Then Henry saw some boys on a bridge.
Hello?
Oh! Ouch! The boys didn't wave and take his number. They were silly, stupid boys who thought it was fun to drop stones on him instead. The driver stopped the train and banished the fireman who had got hit by one of the stones.
Oh, it's a shame. Look what the boys have done. They've broken our glass.
The guard went to see if any passengers were hurt. No one was hurt, but they were very cross. They saw the fireman's bumped head and looked at Henry's paintwork.
Call the police!
Call their parents! No, leave it to Henry and me. We'll teach those boys a lesson. What will you do? Can you keep a secret?
Yes, yes.
Well then, Henry is going to sneeze at the boys.
What?
What? What are you talking about? Henry draws air in through his fire and puffed it out with smoke and steam. When he puffs hard, the air blows ashes from his fire into his smoke box, and these ashes sometimes prevented him puffing properly. But if Henry's smoke box is blocked, I can make air and steam blow the ashes through his funnel. We will do it at the bridge and startle those boys. Lots of people were waiting at the station just before the bridge. They wanted to see what would happen. All right, everyone. Henry has plenty of ashes now. Now please keep all windows shut until we pass the bridge. Henry's as excited as we are, aren't you, old fellow?
Yes, I think so.
Soon, they could see the bridge with the boys, and they all have stones. Are you ready, Henry? Sneeze hard when I tell you. Now! Well done, Henry.
Thank you.
Henry went home very pleased with himself. The Fat Controller spoke to Thomas, Percy, and Henry next day. I am pleased with your work, Henry, but you must know that I don't approve of engine sneezes under bridges. However, you did teach those naughty boys a lesson for dropping stones on you. I had a word with them parents yesterday.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
And Thomas, well done for winning the race against Bertie the bus. But your passengers don't like being bounced like peas in a frying pan, and don't race at dangerous speed, because accidents can really happen. Passengers are more important than racing.
Yes, sir. I remember that, sir. Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry for ruining your best trousers.
It's all right, Percy. My trousers are clean now, so we'll say no more about it.
Thank you, sir. Well, Henry, it looks like you have no problems anymore. Yes, Percy, and now I can take on regular coal instead of special Welsh coal. I understand you had a small firebox before, but now you've got a larger one. You look better than ever before. Yes, Thomas, and I bet Gordon learned his lessons too about whistling.
Oh, how embarrassing! Everything turned out all right on Solo. Henry felt like he was a different engine. And Thomas had made new friends on his branch line, like Terence the tractor and Bertie the bus.